The Neem Foundation has called on government and partners to do more to expose the tactics and mode of operation of extremist groups operating in the northeast region of the country. The executive director of the foundation, Dr. Fatima Akilu, made this known in Abuja at an event organized by Truth Alliance, a coalition of civil society organizations and critical stakeholders in northeast Nigeria and Niger Republic. Akilu says it is important to fight the recruiting strategy of the terrorist groups to discourage more people from joining them.
In the past decade and a half that terrorists have been operating in our country, that even though the military have made a lot of gains in pushing them back, they seem to be expanding to new frontiers, especially in the northwest. And they still seem to be able to, they have capacity to recruit. And we feel that this is the time that we stand up and we counter the message and the narratives that they are using to entice young people to join the group, despite everything that we now know about how they operate, the kinds of people who join these kinds of extremist groups. And there's a misconception that it's only youth, but we've seen a lot of people that, and by no means youth, that have joined. So while predominantly it's youth who perhaps are disaffected with the state or have few employment prospects, inability to get a quality education that leads into meaningful means of livelihood. We are also targeting women that join for various reasons, whether it's economic, social, some join because they marry members of the group knowing that they're members. So our research shows that there are multiple pathways into the group, and this disinformation campaign is targeting all of those different groups. I think if we all collectively stand together, we can defeat extremism. We can remake and change our society. I think we must use the resilience that we've built, the knowledge that we've built, to know that as a country, if we come together, we can really end extremism.
With the kinetic approach, which is the idea of His Excellency the Executive Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, he appealed to the insurgents and he said whoever is ready to lay down his arms, the Borno State government will embrace him and at the same time rehabilitate him and find him a means of livelihood. And that call by His Excellency Professor Babagana Umar Zulum brought about the laying down of arms and the surrender of the insurgency. Not also forgetting that there was actually a very serious firepower which has been exerted on them by the Nigerian armed forces. So that was it. So now we have over 85,000 of them. Out of the 85,000, about 8,000 of them are active fighters. And each of them that came in, they came about with their arms and then they handed it over to the appropriate authorities. Actually, we're not interested in where they get their arms. What we're interested with them is for them to lay down their arms, that is all. And they may not even know where the arms is coming up from because there are masters that control them. So they will only be given the arms to take out, pick it up, get down, and then fire. That's all. But there is the need for them to expand the size of the army, increase the arms and ammunition, and expedite the orders that they have made to bring in more aircraft. The Super Tucano aircraft is there. Some other aircraft are being also, purchased all around the world from China and all these things. And then attack helicopters. So you see, we need something like drones. We need something like high precision cameras that can, look into a far distance. So I think these are some of the things that we need to bring in a complete radicalization.
We just don't look at the counter narrative for the purpose of only countering the predominant ideology. The counter narrative comes in two ways. One, it has to be deliberately deployed, because what is the argument of the Boko Haram? They claim to be the authentic, the cleanest, and the purest form of Islamists. That is their position. But for everything that they have done, by way of action, by way of their practice of the religion, by way of their relationship with others, is completely a negation of what the Islamic doctrine, the Islamic religion, the tenets of Islam all teaches or all teach. The only way you can change their narrative is to come with superior narratives, which is already agreed upon communally by all the major sects of Islam, and bring out the truth against the falsehood of Boko Haram. This is one strategy that has to be deployed deliberately, consciously, and in different languages. It should have to also be in French, because the prevalence of Boko Haram now cuts across the entire West African sub-region, and Nigeria is being surrounded by all French-speaking countries where Boko Haram activities are also very prominent.
We have some projects that has been kick-started, pilot projects, and some have run through some of our states in Nigeria, like the project Skill Up. Is a project that is meant to empower the youth, the children, and also the women. This project is geared towards making sure that the unemployment that is caused as a result of these extremist activities is succored. That means these people should gain some kind of skill for them to bounce back to life. And also we have the project Zero Hunger. Once there are extremist activities, a lot of persons suffer, especially basic needs. The project Zero Hunger is to make sure that the basic needs of the displaced persons are given to them through starter packs for those that are giving the entrepreneurial skill. And then we also have Project Total Health. Project Total Health is to ensure that those that suffer from some traumatic experience, that they have the necessary counseling that is needed to help them come out of such traumatic experiences, and then through gradually, the counseling sessions and all that, they are able to bounce back.